And we're going live, and the countdown clock is running. This morning, we're live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and LinkedIn. So if you're watching there, good morning. Morning, Peter.
Good morning.
Good morning, John.
Good morning, Stephen.
Right. Oh, all right then.
It is good morning, I think. Just got a bit of a headache.
Right. So just got about 30, just over 30 seconds, and we'll be live with you. If you're watching us live, please do say hello. And I'm going to tempt fate here. I'm actually going to put the snake on.
Oh.
Just for a little while. I know it annoys the hell out of John, but...
Does it annoy you, John?
You're going to not like what I'm going to say, but I think it's childish.
Okay.
I do like the principle. I just think the implementation is not good.
He's an old fuddy-duddy ham.
Yeah, definitely.
I've got a question then. What would you do? Good morning, everybody. Morning, Peter.
It's the circles. I know the circles are like the circles above in the destinations, etc. But it just doesn't feel professional to me.
Okay.
Well, it's certainly innovative.
Yes, it is. I just don't think the concept is fantastic. The implementation just
right.
It just looks like something a child did. Yeah.
But both you and I know it's not been that easy to program.
No, I'm sure it hasn't.
I think it's better with the bottom ticker tape.
Yeah.
Having them across the bottom, I quite like that. It's the fact that it goes all the way around.
Yeah.
That feels childish to me. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just an old fart, all right?
Yeah.
No, but
you're not all listening.
It's possible that Daniel is watching. Okay. Right. Anything happening? I want to talk about a football match. I want to talk about the beauty of extra time.
Yes, you mean Burnley did a last gasp possible win last night?
Well, first of all, Burnley are top of the championship. They're clear by 5 points. And they did it last night. At the 90-minute mark, they were 2-1 down, Peter.
Right.
And then they went to play extra time, and they scored in the first minute of extra time to make it 2-2.
Yeah.
Then they scored in the 10th minute of extra time and made it 3-2 for Burnley. And
that's the whole story. Never give up. Let me tell you a story.
Okay.
Away from football, right?
Yeah.
It's a bit of the same. Now, last week, my pub was quiet because everybody, the pub are singing now, they were away at the football match down in Glasgow with the Rangers, and they got beat. So the place was not very busy, you know?
Yeah.
And I, out of kindness, said to the bar manager, look, I'm on till 1:45. If you want me to finish early, I'll finish early. He says, no. He says, if I say I'm open, I stay open. And you know something? The last hour was the best. People come in and we had a great night. So even if you're singing to an empty room, which I have, and then it filled up, it wasn't, they didn't run out to get an empty room, they came in. But no, it's just true, like everything. You just keep going. Now, this next week I'm down in Milton Keynes and I'm going to an exhibition and I go round and around and then go backwards and in and out and it's in the last half hour I usually find something because the people are so busy talking to everybody.
Yeah.
Then I go around and it's then I pick up things.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got to keep on going. You never know what's going to happen.
Keep on going.
Yeah.
You've got to be either first in the room or last in the room, haven't you?
Yeah. Which I will be. I will be one of the first in the room and last out. And suck the information out of them.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Is anything going on in the world as we know it?
Well, just you can see it behind me. This is the Union flag.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you people, but I'm proud to be British. I really am. For all their faults, yeah, I'm still proud to be British. A lot of countries look up to Britain, yeah. No matter what we've done in the past, we're still a great country. And that is why so many people want to come to our country, whether it's legally or illegally. They want to be in the United Kingdom. End of.
Yeah. Well, we've got a situation now. Statistics were published yesterday that 1 in 6 people living in the UK at the moment was not born in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody who says we're not an inclusive society is just plain wrong.
Yeah.
Anybody who says we don't want immigrants is just plain wrong.
Correct.
1 in 6 people was not born in the UK, which is an astonishing statistic. I think it's one to be proud of as well, because I mean, Brits, we emigrate, they immigrate.
Yeah. The thing is, we all knew, without pushing it, we all knew one day there would be, I thought there would be a black prime minister before an Indian prime minister origin, you know?
Yeah.
And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. When we get my first Chinese, one, folks, not fair in the Chinese, they get nothing. Very, very astute people. They could run our country. What say you guys?
Well, I don't, there are no, I mean, everybody can actually, well, most people can actually be prime minister if they want. They just have to find a way to do it. I mean, if you set out to be prime minister, like Liz Truss did, then you can be prime minister. Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's what you know, Peter, it's who you know.
Who you know, what you do. I mean, I don't watch the guy, is it Elon Musk? But I had to see something this morning when he was a young guy, and he says that an X amount of, let's say it was Ferraris, I don't know the car, I've forgotten. He says, and one day I'm going to own one. And then the next clip you seen was he getting his car coming off the transporter for him, and he got it. And so he's one of those guys, and he says, I'll buy Twitter, and he's bought Twitter, and there's been a clear out. And what do you think is going to happen with Twitter long term?
It's that Twitter is the place where people get instant news. It's where all our politicians and our celebs actually post their updates, and it is a great place to keep in touch. It's better than Facebook.
Yeah.
For getting up-to-date information as soon as it happens. Yeah, live.
Yes.
I think that charging for a green tick at £8 a month, I don't see many Brits actually taking advantage of that special offer.
It depends what you, and it's quite an interesting theory because they've used that platform to get their followers, etc. And when someone, did you see the tweet? Somebody, I forgot who it is, put out. He says, "Yeah, thanks for your advice, and I'll pay your $8. That was funny.
Well, it is a valuable resource.
Do any of us have a tick right now?
No.
So
never will. I'm not interested. It's only a certain people. I mean, like Brad Burton. Remember him?
Oh, you do. Yeah.
I haven't
Pizza
seen him for ages. Notice the pizza bit's gone now. But I seen Brad for ages. Because I don't use Twitter. Believe it or not, I don't use Twitter. I'm pulling out, if you'd pardon the pun, the rat race. I hardly make any comments now because you could put something down and well, it happened to me, and that's one of the reasons why I pulled out of the rat race. And just the way you put something down can ruin you. You know? Do you guys make posts on other people's posts?
not very often.
Yeah.
You commented on mine yesterday, John.
Yeah, but that wasn't on Twitter though, was it? That was there. I kind of thought I saw this picture and I thought, oh my God, 3 Stephen Healey's at the same time.
But no, I
It
don't
did
use
make
it.
me laugh.
I mean, when we, for instance, like even Facebook, when in Aberdeen, when they put out a post, the city's looking to do this, I just say to myself, I better go in here and see the comments, because they come on and it's not, oh great, this is good. Council, moaners, moan, 95% moaning about it, you know? We'll never move on. What say you, John? Stephen, you're frozen. John.
It looks like he's trying to put his finger in his ear.
Yeah.
I'm frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not frozen on my end. Let me just. I'll be back in a second.
Refresh, John. Refresh. I will take
Carry on.
over. John, now what's this Scottish flag by? Is this to keep me happy?
I saw you had the English flag, so I went and looked for a
It's not
Scottish
English.
flag.
It's not English.
The British flag, then, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so I thought, well, bugger him, I'm going to put the Scottish flag behind mine.
Yeah, good for you.
That was only for humour purposes, nothing else.
United we stand, divided we fall.
As far
Am
as
I back?
if I stand one side of the Scottish border and the other, there's no difference whatsoever.
Absolutely not.
Except the amount of alcohol you can consume while driving.
That's correct. And you know, I seen a post once, and the policeman in Scotland said, "How much have you had to drink?" And he says, "That's possibly what I would suggest you do is go into that lay-by and change drivers." Now, that was a sensible policeman, you know. But
Yeah.
it's about knowing, and that's the problem with our country. We have too many sets of individual laws. In my business, everything comes out about English, and I just put in at the bottom, have you looked into the Scottish law on this? Every time. And there are too many individual laws. If I had my way, do you know what I would do tomorrow, John?
You'd get rid of Scotland, become part of England.
No, I would get rid of the Scottish Parliament.
Well, we don't have our own parliament, if you'll pardon that generalisation, because we only have a United Kingdom parliament.
I know very well, but every night there's a guy comes on at 8 o'clock in the evening, right? And they have established a party, right? A political party with the sole aim of getting an English constitutional party. So they've got English, and then you've got Westminster, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and the Welsh Assembly, all that. And they want their own English way of living too. And I tend to agree with them. As being a Scotsman, I'll say, if you want in your English Parliament, great. Because why should you not have yours? It's totally unfair on the English, you know?
Yeah.
It needs to be fixed. But however, they try to cancel them left, right, and centre, because they see them as right wing, and they're not right wing. They're wanting their own set of rules, just like we have up here and in Northern Ireland, etc. So there you go, folks. What else is happening with you, John? Oh, he's back. Stephen's
I'm
back.
back. Good. Okay.
Right.
Right. Okay. Well, what's going to affect us is the Bank of England today.
Yeah.
The Bank of England at midday will be increasing interest rates by the largest percentage for 30 years. They're trying to keep a lid on the economy and stop inflation. And it's going to cost everybody who borrows money and benefit anybody who saves money.
Right. So Do you think we've been borrowing too much then as a nation?
We do. I mean, basically through COVID, we borrowed billions, and
No, but I'm on about the people themselves.
I think
Yeah.
that at the moment the situation is that people just can't save. A lot of people just can't save. They just got to live. Never mind save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, our mortgage is paid now, right?
Yeah.
But Sheila would pass on the money of my mortgage saving onto me. And I say to her, "Hey, you're cheating me. What's happening here?" She goes, "Peter, that's the fuel and everything went up. So I'm getting less into my bank account." And so I'm going to have to go on a saving spree as well because I spend too much. I go into the shop for one thing, whether it's Lidl's or Aldi's or whatever, and I come out with a bag full.
Human
It's
nature. When you're
it's
walking around the shelves, I'll
yeah.
just have that. I'll just have that. Yeah.
But do you know what? I've yet to come across somebody really, really on the uppers. I don't
No,
see it. Do you?
we're removed from it because of where we live. If
Right.
we lived in a different part of the city, then or a different town, we would see it a lot more than we do now because the people
Yeah.
we live or in our area are not in that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what we or Angelica started doing, and I help, is actually planning the meals for the next week. So
Okay.
we sit down before we go shopping. We plan the meals we're going to have the following week. Make a list of the ingredients, and that's what we go and shop for. We don't, well, do occasionally buy something extra, but we just buy the things that we need to cook.
Yeah. Well, I'm under strict instructions. Sheila has made a plan of what's in the freezer, and
Right.
I am under strict instructions not to buy any more food for the freezer. So I'll get sausages. Peter, you've got 10 packets in there, you know?
Well,
And
yeah.
Talking about freezers, Celia kept saying there's no space in the freezer. So I open the freezer and drawer by drawer, and we have 2 full large packs of ice, about 85 pence a piece. Why the hell have we got that? Taking up a huge amount of the freezer. So one of them is now out and has melted.
it seemingly it does help, John, because if your freezer's empty, it takes a lot to.
It's not that. She kept saying, well, you keep bringing all this stuff back from the allotment, but there's nowhere to put it because the freezer's full of ice cubes.
Yeah. Do you think it'll get to the stage that your allotment will get raided when there's no food available for everybody?
We have, for many years, experienced theft of produce.
Right.
That is nothing new. And the worst part about it is quite often we think it's people stealing, it's plot holders stealing off of the plot holders' plots. Plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrible, that. That's terrible.
Well, it is, because if you went up to most people and said, have you got any spare cabbages or whatever, they'd go, oh, yeah, I'll find you one. Or, oh, no, I haven't, but I know Bill has,
Yeah. Yeah. But in my city, I don't think we have true, genuine people on the streets, because I saw the guy that collects money outside the train station. I seen him happily as anything on a bicycle, and he's got a home. The taxi drivers take him home. The only true ones I ever met, when I used to go on my midnight walks and stuff like that, I went down to the beach one day, and there's a shelter under the beach promenade sort of thing, and I went in. There was a group of guys there. Hi, gent. I says, anything I can get you? This is no, we're okay. Thank you very much for asking. This is the way we'll live. And they didn't want to be, they were happy living like that,
Yeah.
And it's quite amazing. Yeah. and that's the way he wanted to live. Or they wanted to live, and they wanted no interference, and that was it. Yeah.
Mm.
So, Stephen, when you were a DJ, many a long time ago,
Yeah.
yes, when you had long hair and everything. What was
Yeah.
this? What can you remember songs that got people on that dance floor?
Tamla.
Tamla Motown.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll have to look at that because this new software. I was down in a recording studio yesterday doing 3 hours solid.
Yeah.
Picking songs, getting the right key, and I found a lot of medleys. But I will give me a Tamla Motown song. A dude, not a dudess.
Anything by the Four Tops.
Oh, I like that. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Reach out and I'll be there.
Indeed.
Uh,
Yeah, that sort of thing. That sort of thing.
Walk away, Rennie.
Yeah. Or if you want to get people really going, War by Edwin Starr. Yeah. Do you remember that?
I remember it's like war.
That's it. Exactly so.
Yeah.
Exactly so.
One of the ones I've never understood is those. Remember the going to dance floor, the dudes dance against each other. What's that called? Northern Soul.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I find their songs hard. My cousin says, go and learn some of that songs and I'll give you a gig for the Northern Soulers in Aberdeen. And he gave me songs. I says, I've never even heard of them. I just didn't. It's not for me.
Only a little bit of Northern Soul went national. Most of it was centered around the soul clubs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm. And well, he still had in Aberdeen. They still have all-nighters right through the night doing Northern Soul. And people travel up to it.
Okay.
Right.
Do you guys ever get tagged in a post and you wonder why? I was gonna because I've just been tagged in a post. I just want to show it to you. Just let me share screen.
Okay.
And I'm going over here, and I'm going to a Chrome tab. I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go there, and I've just been tagged in this post.
Yo. Okay.
Okay. And well, we might as well show it on screen. This is YOLO Live and YOLO Cast. It's an embeddable HTML5 web player, so you can actually go live on your website, fully customizable video embed filter, embedded media to your website, 3 integration methods, and you can actually password protect it so that the only people who can actually see the video on your website are the people who've got the password.
Right.
YOLO Live is part of the guys who did the YOLO Box, which is a broadcasting studio which you can take with you. You can broadcast from anywhere, and you just put your camera on it, and you can go to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch direct from the YOLO Box without any additional hardware other than your camera, and just need a good Wi-Fi signal.
So, can I ask a question, Matt?
Yeah.
If I was to sing part of a song, right, I could then direct people to the YOLO Cast on the website.
No, it's a piece of hardware,
right,
Peter, that you carry with you.
Right.
Yeah, and using it, you can broadcast out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and to your website.
So if I go and do a gig,
yeah,
right, I could set it up so I can record myself singing.
You could record and broadcast at the same time.
But and then maybe get them to come to my website or Facebook or whatever. Okay, I'll look into that because do you know the biggest thing? I'm sorry to keep going on. I'm a bit excited with all the gigs I'm getting. People say, do you know the most thing people say about my singing?
It's good. They enjoy it. They enjoy it.
Oh, they do. But then, who are you? So I've got to build up a fan base of groupies and things like that, you know. And I put some social media adverts out, and I'm getting people responding down in Perth, outside Aberdeen and that. But anyway, that's enough about me. Back to Juice. John, have you got any exciting in your life?
Have I got what?
Anything exciting?
I got my new car yesterday. Does that
Oh,
count?
right. Okay. What did you get?
A Kia. Yeah. Do you know when you go there? A Kia Stonic 4. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
I'll show you a picture if you bear with me. 1 second.
Okay.
Well, I would.
Okay. We're waiting for John to
Yeah.
bring his
John's
picture
not
on
winning
screen.
here.
Okay.
I was just checking to see if my crisp was on. I think it is.
Drop something on the floor,
Right.
Peter. Let me know.
So
Yeah,
I
hold
need to
on.
share, how do I share a tab? You're going to have to remind me now.
Top left-hand corner.
Screen.
John Upton is ready to share the screen.
Chrome tab. Yeah, can I find the Chrome tab?
We're excited, John. We're waiting.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the right tab.
How many tabs you got open?
Too many by the look of things. The live studio. Oh, it's not a tab, is it? It's a window I need to share. Sorry.
It's okay.
Can you see that?
Yep.
I was trying to share a tab, and in fact, it's a window. So that's it.
All right.
It's a weird color scheme, but it does look a lot better in the real life.
So why is it like a colour scheme then?
Oh, that's the premium paint job for the top of the range.
You do realise when you crash and you tumble over, it's going to be a lot of money to fix.
If I crash and tumble over, it's going to be a lot of money to fix, whether it's all silver or all silver and orange. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
So
really nice. It's top of the range. I paid a very reasonable price for it. Has everything: heated seats, heated steering wheel, sat nav, you name it, it's in there. And it's modernly equipped because it has things like USB in the back seats and things like that.
And is it brand new, John?
No, it's not. It's as you can see, it's a 20 plate.
I don't.
It's 2.5 years old. It's only done 8,100 miles when I collected it. And it still has 4.5 years warranty on it because Kia give a 7-year warranty.
I was worried about that.
I've only driven 26 miles in it, most of which was back from the garage because I bought it from a place south of Warwick, which probably doesn't mean much to you, Peter, but Stephen will know the difference between Warwick and Solihull.
Oh, of course.
John.
Yeah.
I always worry when there's a car. Well, why is it being sold just after 2.5 years? I worry about that.
Yeah, it's basically the man has bought a slightly bigger car. And like me, he's close to retirement. So this is his retirement investment, and this is probably my retirement investment.
Okay, yeah. Well, I put a van back, my last hired van. I thought I'll save money. We'll do a shared van because the guys are on different alternative hours now. And then my van that I bought second-hand, timing belt went in it. So I had to go and hire another van. You can't win. Not very good. Very comfy car. What size engine?
This is where you're going to go, what? It's 1 litre 3-cylinder with this huge turbo strapped on the side. So yeah, it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. I've not owned a car for years. Did you know that?
So you've not?
I don't own a car.
Well, I mean, I bought the one that I've traded in against this in July 2013. So I've had it
Right.
quite a long time, and it hadn't done 60,000 miles when it was traded in. So 10 years old, because it was 7 months old when I bought it. 7 months old. So, you know, that's less than 6,000 miles a year.
Yeah.
You know,
do you remember the days when we used the 20,000 miles a year?
I can remember the days when I looked after the whole of the UK for a company, and I travelled regularly to Newcastle and back, and I had a lease hire car, and I did 40,000 miles in a year.
Yep.
I was a lot younger then. We're going back to the early 80s, and I had to have my car swapped out, and somebody else had to drive my car for the balance of the 2-year lease. Because otherwise the penalties would have been horrendous, because it was only on 45,000 miles over 2 years. So one of the office-based guys got my then car.
That's the way to do it.
Well, he was delighted because he got a car that was for a much higher grade than him. But he was the only person they could find that would only drive roughly 5,000 miles in the next 12 months. So he was chuffed.
I did look at getting a Tesla, but I'm not going to bother now, you know. My van hasn't got my name in it. I'm going to wait to put my name in it, because the more I've got my name on the vans, the more it'll be seen. I don't worry about cars. They've never really done anything for me, cars, you know, just done nothing for me. You know?
Yeah. Well, this is a small SUV, so I think you can perhaps see by looking at the car to the left, because the right-hand car is an SUV as well. It does sit higher, and you get a better feel for the road. It doesn't have the largest boot, but it has a reasonable boot. Yeah.
What's SUV stand for?
Sorry?
What does SUV stand for?
Sports utility vehicle.
Ah, right, okay.
An Americanism, of course.
Yes, I never knew that. Is that a Chelsea tractor?
Now, Chelsea tractor's usually a Range Rover driven 5 miles a day.
Well, one vehicle I haven't been on for ages is my bicycle, because I cannot do the 2 weekends now, because it would kill me. And we've had a big weather change as well.
Weather's been awful down here, although the sun has come out while we've been having this this broadcast. But yesterday,
Stephen, have we any guests anywhere at all today?
Sorry?
Have any guests?
Anybody watching? I haven't got a clue. I think we're having a day off today.
Okay.
I think let me just check. I just want to refresh this. I think I went live on my Facebook page. Then again, yeah, we're live. We're live on the Facebook page, but we don't have anybody watching. Just a minute. Yeah, we're live.
And of course, the putting of the clocks back means our Canadian American friends are still, are another hour different at this moment in time, aren't they?
Yeah, there's only a 4-hour time difference, as John said, and it screws everything for this week. Clocks go back in the States on Sunday. So I think Sunday.
Let's throw some names out that we used to see. Right. Brigetti. Are you still in touch with Brigetti?
Oh yeah, Brigetti.
She's probably the biggest contributor in
in video.
In video, but NVIDIA's fallen to bits.
Right.
Lots of complaints about the server not working and all sorts of things of late.
Right. What about, I've seen David Burrows. I still see them popping up in my timeline in my own personal one. You still in touch with David?
Yep. Yeah, certainly. We chatted the other day. He is now concentrating on his local area, on Sarnia. So he's doing the hockey, he's doing the college tuition. He's having a good time. He's out on his motorcycle with his lady, and they're touring Canada. They go out virtually every weekend.
What about the guy?
I noticed David has done a lot of posts about missing people of recent as well.
Well, he's basically working as a community station.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
So he's posting everything that's happening in the community of Sarnia, Ontario.
Yeah. Have I ever heard from the other Stephen?
Nope. He's still in the messenger group and he still reads the messengers.
Okay.
But we've not heard from him.
What about the other lady that used to look in from America?
Begins with T.
But Tish. Yeah.
Tish.
All right.
Not heard from. No, not for a while. Must make contact.
What about Eileen?
Last night.
Active.
Yeah. Yesterday. Just thank you for that. Yesterday was Belive's 6th birthday party, and Eileen was there. In fact, Eileen was there 3 times. She was on Facebook. She was on YouTube as two different accounts.
You know what I admire about people like you, Stephen, and some others, is you've kept going. If things don't work for me, I quickly disappear, as you know. And I just like the fact you've kept going. And as I told you about that guy, Bob Gentle, he's gentle by nature as well.
Yeah.
And he's on every day. And I don't know who's watching, but he's on every day he says, Peter, go and do 5 minutes every day. And I says to him, Bob, is there anything I could do to get you fireworked up? And he says, no.
I mean, basically, obviously, Ask Angelica works well because John's there and yourself there occasionally. John's there most weeks. And so is Roland Millward, and so is Krista Boven. And that's become it's sort of I don't know.
I was on Chris. I give Chris a message, but she was speaking a foreign language.
Well, she's foreign. You've got to realise that. I mean, her English is pretty darn good now, but she's foreign. She can speak Belgian and Dutch.
Yeah. It's amazing that.
But she's on a 100-day challenge. Go live every day for 100 days.
Yeah.
And she's apart from one day, she's managed to do it. She was defeated by the technology. She just couldn't go live one day, and had to sort of.
And is this her own personal web page she's doing it on?
She's doing it as part of a challenge for somebody else.
Right. Okay.
But she's doing it on her own Facebook page. Talking of which, I've changed my Facebook profile to a Facebook business page.
Okay.
Yeah. Operationally, it doesn't make a difference. Obviously we can go live on the page and I can post on the page, but the thing is that I now get all the statistics that you would get if you were going live on a page. So when I go live on my page, I can see how many people actually viewed and for how long.
I wonder.
That's one of the benefits.
I mean, I've got a new Aberkill page. Would it tell me that because it's a business page? Because I advertise with them as well.
Yeah, you've got insights, Peter. That will tell you.
Actually, okay.
Yeah. I mean, on a professional page, you get a higher profile. Facebook actually recommend people to come and watch, which is good. Though obviously not at 10 o'clock on Saturdays, on Thursdays.
I can't find Tish anywhere on Facebook other than past posts. Last post I can find Tish in is a joint post with me back in 2019.
And I'll tell you something, to anybody that's listening, one day I disappeared. I don't know if it fell out or something one day. And a certain Mr. Upton tried to trace me. Do you remember that, John? See, they miss me. And John was tracing me. I think he even phoned my office, did you? There you go. That was fun. Do we know what's happening in Curzon? I don't know.
Yeah, Ukraine are getting ready for a big push, and by the end of November, Kherson should be back in Ukrainian hands.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of the people have been forcibly removed to Russia.
Yeah.
Who the Kherson people.
Yep.
And
Well, I think it is a bit misleading.
right.
Basically, the ones who've been moved are basically the Russians who went to live in Kherson.
Yes. Yeah.
And all of those have been moved back. So anybody who's part of the occupation has gone.
Well, what will happen? Probably happen if there are Russians of origin in Kherson, and they were seen to be in any way helping the Russians. I don't think the life would be worth living.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I agree with you, Peter, that they would be persecuted. Well, not persecuted. They get retribution.
Absolutely. But you know what I feel sad about now? I've been looking. I was watching a great film, World War. No, I'll tell you what I watched, guys. All Quiet on the Western Front.
So did I,
remake.
Peter. I've seen it. We saw it over the weekend, and it was just. I mean, what can you say? What can you say?
Well, this is what I can say. It just showed you, because it was, for those that haven't seen it, it was Germans. It was our enemy at the time, but they were just lads like us.
Yeah.
You know, just forced into it, and it was such a damn shame. And it's happening over in, the sooner it's over in Ukraine and Russia, the better. There are people, many young people, losing their lives right now because of politics, really, you know, and maybe nationalism and things. And these people will look back on this one day when all certain people are multi-millionaires and everything, and through their sweat, blood, and toil, you'll have made them multi-millionaires and etc. Because you spill your blood, and that's what happens. And it was a very sad film, you know, very sad.
It was a very moving film, and it was. I think the way I'm looking, it was realistic. There was no holds barred. I mean, it showed basically what happened in the trenches.
Yeah. And so man's inhumanity, man, you know, it was just. Oh, right. Talking about Germany. What do you think? What does Angelica think of the phone call last week when I phoned her?
Oh right, okay, yes, she enjoyed it. She didn't expect it, of course. Never expect Peter to phone you whilst he's live. No, that was good. She did enjoy it. Took it in good spirits, and
but just to prove that the phone works and things like that, you know, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And
well, I just want to say, that's a good in. I just want to say thank you, Peter, for sharing the post. We, as in Angelica and me, do appreciate it. Setting up a new set of courses on our own website. Oh, that was brilliant. Look at that.
Oh, great.
Oh, dear me. I've actually posted a link to the page. There you go.
Do you know what I find the most difficult about me trying to learn the German again? I don't have the patience. I can only take so much.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about an online course. You do 10 minutes, you walk away, and you come back and do another 10 minutes the day after, and you do it in chunks. You're in charge.
So I had Babbel. I got Babbel, but I just didn't enjoy it.
Basically, what we all need if we're learning something new is the occasional kick up the backside.
Yeah.
Or encouragement, as we call it. And with the online courses, there is a live session every month, so that you can talk to Angelica and you can get help and advice live, and you can get encouragement as well.
And does she have breakout rooms that you can go in and meet other people?
Not yet. No, we've got to start somewhere, Peter. I did a broadcast yesterday on Angelica's page, just testing, because I'm using Go Studio for that.
Right.
Because it's ideally suited to marketing.
How many
Well,
studios have you got? Have you counted them?
Okay, I have Belive, obviously. I have
Yes.
Melon. I have Restream. I have
Yeah.
Go Studio. I have Wave. And of course, OneStream. Just a note, 2 o'clock tomorrow, I'm live with OneStream and about 10 other people. And they launch, just a minute, I think I might have it in the, no, I haven't got it in the carousel. That's remiss of me. All the luminaries of the live video world will be live at 2 o'clock tomorrow. And I'm honored to be there because I was at Belive's birthday party yesterday. I'm with One Studio tomorrow. So
good for you.
Yeah.
I'll maybe buy a basic German. Right, for what one would you recommend? Right, for me to start all over again. What course?
I'd recommend, if I go here, I would recommend
You buy all of them. That's the answer.
No, you don't. You don't have to buy all of them, Peter. There is one in there which is a 30-day course.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. You see, my last German teacher, she says she went on about the verbs and said, I don't even know English verbs. That's what I found hard. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean, Peter. I know what you mean. Right. Okay.
Okay.
All good. So that
I mean,
continues. Let's hide that. Okay. Now I'm going to share my screen. No, I don't want me to do that. What I meant to do is get rid of that. Okay, that's gone. I'm going to share my screen now, and the question is, what is this? I'm going to put it on screen now.
Can't see enough. It says Stream Deck.
Stream Deck.
It's a Stream Deck. Actually, with the shows that we do on Mondays with the Belive crew, Daniel, myself, Nick Wood, and Grant Saunders and Efrain Lopez, they keep going on about this Stream Deck. So I thought, I've got to find out what it is. Right. So I did, and I actually got one yesterday. This is it. It's only small.
More hardware.
It's hardware.
Right, put it in front of you a bit because you're too much to the left.
It doesn't have a very long cable, Peter. But
okay.
That's it. And basically what you've got is 15 buttons. And each of the buttons that can have either a link to a website or a link to an app. Yeah. So for argument's sake, when I go live on Belive, yeah, I can control what happens using these buttons. So I can mute your microphones just by pressing a button. Yeah.
Wow.
I can change the display. If I go like this, if I go like that, okay, I can go like that. I can go like that. John's well impressed. This is equivalent of the snake, really. John is so impressed that it's not true.
Not. That's if you're managing a bigger thing than we're doing today, i.e. you're showing all your products, you got stuff in the carousel, maybe that's a really good thing. Yeah.
Well, the thing I discovered, it's not just for live streaming. Live streaming is part of it. Basically, what you've got is you've got 196 keys on which you can attach things you use frequently. So when I go live this afternoon on Amazon, first button I press is Belive. Second button I press is, let's go here. I've got it all set up so I can load all the software for all the cameras, all the microphones, just by pressing buttons. Yeah. Rather than having to search all over the desktop and find things, everything's in one place. Yeah.
So it's a mechanical implementation of Windows.
It's it's just so easy to use and so easy to set up.
How many shillings?
Sorry?
What did it cost you?
Oh, right. Okay. £139.
Okay.
But if it's going to save you time, then that's a good investment, isn't it? So is that your gadget of the week?
It is my
Or
gadget
John-
of the week. It will be featured in the show today. I mean, basically, it should sell well because it's well, people actually rated. It's got 4.5 out of 5 stars, and
Okay.
tens of thousands of people have liked it. I'm just late. Late to the game. This is the Mark II version.
Okay.
But it does save time. I mean, as I say, normally it would take me 10 minutes to start an Amazon show. I can do it in 7 button clicks now. A lot easier.
Well,
And it can do
no.
lots of good things too.
So have you bought a gadget of the week, Peter?
I have bought no gadgets.
No
No
Not a
gadgets.
gadget.
No gadgets this week. I've been concentrating my singing actually. You know.
All right.
That I mean, Cara Fun's a great. It's a gadget, a piece of software that is. How's John's though? Wait a minute.
John's got a gadget. Just a minute.
It's not
Let's come
really a
back.
gadget. I've got when I bought my lovely Dell, it only had 256 gigabyte NVMe in it. Yeah, that's an SSD, but on a card, Peter.
Yeah.
And I got really fed up of it constantly running out of space, even though I don't keep any application data on it or anything, because the machine's got 3 other 2 gig drives in it.
Yeah.
So this week I decided that it was time I bought a bigger NVM. So I bought a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD. But of course, how do you copy that when you've not got another drive to copy it to? Or
Right.
so I bought an external. I put the 1 terabyte in the external box. Yeah. I then used a Acronis to duplicate the 256 drive onto the 1 terabyte drive. And then I turned the machine off, took out the 256, installed the 1 terabyte, which was much harder than it sounds because you have to bend your arm round the flipping power supply to do it. And then I put the 256 in here. So I now have a portable high-speed 256 gig drive as a byproduct of actually there. And the new SSD is much faster than the old one as well, because it's this year's technology as opposed to 2.5-year-old technology.
Puzzles my brain. When are you 2 old gentlemen going to stop buying toys?
Well, just thought that's what it looks like, Peter. And you know, we used to think, having a USB stick with 16 gigabytes on it was fantastic. That's 256, but that's a 1 terabyte. But you can buy a 4 terabyte. Yeah. So that's a massive amount of disk space to fit in there. The 4 terabyte is not cheap. The 1 terabyte was £72.99 plus delivery, which was
for 1 terabyte.
Sorry, for 1
For
terabyte.
1 terabyte.
But a 4 terabyte is £400 plus.
Yeah, well done. Now, John, just before we go, I've actually got a meeting at 11. So, could I ask a favour of you, of your skills, or which I will certainly give you a shilling? I need a Facebook cover page for my singing, www.peterstewart.uk.
Okay, well, just drop what you want on an email and we'll get it sorted in the next couple of days. I'm actually going out after this, so.
Okay, well, I'd like you to do that.
On the way back yesterday, I collected somebody's laptop that had been infected, and I've de-infected it overnight, so I'm going to return that to them.
Right. Okay. That's very kind.
Yeah. Well, I clicked on a bloody email that said blah. And he stupidly clicked on it, and next thing you know, he's got 2 infections on his PC.
Yeah. John, just for my personal account, just send me your email again if you don't mind. I'll get it. Okay. Right. So.
Okay. Right. Well, this is where I'm walking to with Angelica. We're going out for lunch. We're going for a country walk, and we're going to end up near to there.
What's the weather like down there? Because it looks quite good here.
It's sunny. It's sunny at the moment.
Yeah, sunny at the moment. In fact, actually, there's a lot of blue sky and no nasty dark clouds.
Yeah,
So I'm
it's
hoping
colder.
it'll be, sorry?
It's colder.
Well, I haven't been outside, so I don't know.
Right. Angelica told
And
me
I'm
it has.
going to only walk 5 yards and get into my car. So, and then if it's cold in my car, I can switch on my heated seat and my heated steering wheel, which I've never had in my life and probably will never ever use.
Oh, you will. Yes, you'll use it. You'll find how to use it. It took me quite a few to find out to plug in my phone so it copies it onto the front bit for maps and everything. It took me ages. I didn't know how to do it. I've done it now. It's good.
Yeah. I've got that option, but there's not much wrong with the sat nav stuff anyway. But yeah. Oh, it came with 2 unplanned extras. It's got a camera going forward, and it's a Philips, so it must be fairly reasonable quality. And in the boot was a dog guard, which will be useful. Custom fit dog guard. And when I looked up on the site, it's nearly 200 quid.
What type of guard?
Dog. So you can put a dog in the boot without it being able to come forward. But it's custom shaped to the, from the back parcel shelf. So they've obviously thought, well, I won't be able to use it in anything else. I'm sure.
Has it got a rear camera?
No. It's got a built-in camera, so when you put it in reverse,
yes,
on the 8-inch screen, what you can see back. But my almost 10-year-old car also had one of those, so that's not a new. What I am going to miss is the electronic brake. I've got a handbrake, and I mean, at least have some recent experience, because Celia's only has a handbrake. But yeah. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. So give it a bit of a drive, and the novelty will soon wear off, won't it? And I'll have to find something else for novelty then.
Well, gents, I know a lot of people will be disappointed, but this is where I'm going to have to say cheerio for today.
Well, it's over to John.
Yeah.
All right. So, God, it's 10:57 already.
Yeah.
I have actually had a headache all morning, which is probably why I've looked glum. I can't get used to sleeping on my own. 2 nights a week I have to sleep on my own, because Celia goes to Alice's, because they both leave early in the morning, and then she babysits the granddaughter. Just can't get used to it. So it's he's winding at me there, look. So it's goodbye from him with a brick wall, and goodbye him with the Union flag, not the jack, it's a flag. And goodbye from me with a saltire, I think it's called, isn't it, Peter? And enjoy yourself on your country walk. So
thank you. See you all next week. Bye.